Contact.
Sean, you muppet. We're live, guys. Welcome to another episode of our Hangout. We've got a few new guys with us. Obviously, me and Tyler, you will remember from most of our shows.
I'm now
Stephen's
Snowman's lover.
Oh,
It's official.
Stephen's been on a few with us before. Snowman has been on once.
Yeah,
Sean's
sorry, guys.
already been muted because he's really loud. So I just had to mute Sean because his phone was ringing. But yeah, Sean's with us. He's been on before. Montana's fresh meat for the show today. Welcome, Montana.
Hello.
We've got Medusa with us, who's been on before. I know Trogar likes Medusa.
Hello.
And Joel is making his debut on the Crib Show. Welcome, Joel.
Hello, everyone.
Joel will be Tyler's best friend for the night. He's also a non-coiner, as is Montana, so quite an even playing field. And we got some whales like me and Snow.
What was that? Montana is a noob? Oh.
Well, that's that. So I suppose first thing we'll talk about tonight, we're looking through the release notes. We've got the Road Crew extensions. So what do you think about them?
It's definitely an interesting idea. I like the fact that they're giving us some choice about it now. They give us a bit of direction on how you want to pay it. It seems like they've raised it a little bit, depending on I think it was sequentially. Was it doubled? Was that the numbers on it? Did anybody else have that? How expensive it got?
Not
Yeah.
always. Some of them are flat rate, like Warfrats. It's just 3 coins continuous. So is Lucky Bastards. Salty Dogs is double. And the others, it looks like Gearheads and Deadeye Destroyers go up by 1 coin each time. So does Steelheads. And Sea Serpents. Dragon Slayers goes up by 2. And Wrecking Crew is a flat rate, staying the same at 3 coins.
It's interesting. I don't know. I like the fact that I didn't really understand the reason for capping it at 1 in the first place. So I kind of feel like they're going to tweak that system. This is a nice little change in an interesting direction, I think.
I think it definitely plays into potentially coiners' hands more, because obviously if you don't coin at all, then it doesn't really matter to you to extend. But I know Panda was quite adamant that he wanted to be able to re-roll his crews, so I guess he can do that now. And so I guess a lot of the bigger players will be happier about that.
I'm not sure if the bigger players will be too impressed because it is only the basic crews. And although they're useful, I think a lot of the bigger players when hitting a base rely on Bullseye Brigade as one. A lot of them are using what's the other one? Demo Squad if they're using Hounds. So I'm sure it's only a matter of time before we see those Legend crews. And God, I don't want to see the cost of doubling those. Imagine how much a Grease Monkey is going to cost.
Panda.
Oh, don't say that. So, Joel and Montana, you don't coin. What do you think about the Road Crew extensions? Is it even relevant to you?
Nope. No, not even close for me.
Have either of you ever coined an extension for a crew?
Nope.
Well,
Me
you've got.
either.
Oh, Tyler, of course. Have any of you thought about using your 5 gold to extend a crew?
Haven't crossed my mind yet.
Well, while we're talking about it, what do you think about the 5 gold? Do you think it was just silly? I know a lot of people.
I think it was a test, to be honest. I think it was a system-wide test. I know they have the capability of pushing gold. They did it for Christmas a couple of years back. I personally, that's what I think that was.
It's not.
What do you think it is?
Tyler's just straight down there. It's not.
But
What do you got, Tyler?
But basically, what it looks like to me is on a lot of games you go on, when you initially start the game, they'll give you a bit of whatever the in-game currency is, whatever the gold equivalent is in a separate game. So if you look at how the gold came up, it came up on the objective thing. You know, with old Zoe, the one who did the Zoe Stringway, she sits on the side of it.
The tutorial girl.
The gal.
Yeah, we got you.
Her it comes up with objective complete, so it's one of the starting game objectives for joining an alliance. I believe it said get connected. So what I'm guessing
Yeah.
is they didn't want to piss everyone off and only give it to new players, so they rolled it out to everyone who's in an alliance.
Do you know? I think that's exactly what it is. I think it's just a
Makes
new
perfect
objective
sense.
they put in, and the reason we got the 5 gold is because we've also completed that. And as it's a tutorial there for everybody, or an objective even, by default, those who have already got it will get the reward. So I think that's all that was. I heard someone saying, "Oh, is it something we're going to get every day?" No, don't bet anything on that. But it is a free dock repair, so we can't complain about that, can we?
Well, my gold in my account just went up from 52 to 57, which will last me like another 2 years now.
Wait,
So
you've got 52 gold on your account.
yeah, well sometimes kicks I send you out some when they F up, don't they?
You dirty coiner. Yeah, wait, you didn't pay for it then?
Wait, and I had to spend mine to help you with the raid.
Yeah, we spent gold helping Tyler in the raid, and he's got 57 gold.
Snowman, I paid you back in other ways. We agreed not to talk about it.
Tyler was sandbagging.
Can I kick him off of here?
Children might be watching, Tyler. Keep your snake in your pants.
Tyler was sandbagging.
How do I kick him out of here?
You pay me 50 gold and I'll do it for you. So I suppose we'll move on to the next thing on the list, which was the retrofit packs, which was the Vindicator, the Nuclear Cruiser, the Dreadnought, and the Guardian. So what do you think about those firstly as a choice of hulls? Sean's popular tonight. Yeah, we'll start with you, Joel. What do you think about the hull choice? Do you think it's a good selection of ships to choose?
It's pretty good, most of it fair prices for the raid, and since we just came out of it, most people have the new stuff. So it seems pretty good, except for the uranium cost for some of them.
Or do you think they're a bit pricey then, do you?
The nuclear cruiser.
I don't know. It gets, well, what's the top one? 125k. So as a non-coin, I suppose it's going to take you a while to grind that into it.
A little bit.
Yeah, well, long time.
Do you have the nuclear cruisers built then?
Nope.
No. Do you have the V2Cs?
Nope. Don't have any of those built.
Interesting. Well, do you think this retrofit is going to make you build them, or is it not that big of a deal?
It's not on the top of my priority list for now.
I tell you what's becoming apparent to me, as we seem to go along, is it just me who thinks like the hulls that we got from the campaigns, like the Gretas, are like becoming really outdated. Because when a nuclear cruiser is then better than what was meant to be better than it, it just seems all a little bit backwards to me.
Oh yeah, I was a little heartbroken when I saw the NC-10 and it's like 120% reload. Go check my Greta, it's 80%.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It just seems a little. I think they could have thought of the structure a little better, maybe. Like at least roll it out across all variations of the nuclear cruiser. Same when they're doing the R10 to other stuff. I just think it would make a bit more sense. Like you've got proto mast now, haven't you, Payne? So when they bring out R5 masts and then eventually R10 masts, your cryo masts are gonna, or your proto mast or whatever, they're gonna be shit in comparison.
I don't know. I don't know. I see what you're saying, and I obviously agree. This statistically, it's not going to be better to build the proto mast, is it? It's going to be better to build the mast. Another example is with the Atlas carriers. The difference between Atlas R5 and the Harlock is literally just a random launch override. There is no other difference, is there? So when you get to R10, they're going to have to be better. But it's only a matter of time before they put the limiteds into the retrofit to R5 and then eventually R10. So they're going to shoot back on top. And I think as long as you've got enough rank, like looking at my proto mass at the moment, they're at 70% rank. I think even if the regular masks get a small bonus and make them marginally better, it's still going to be a good ship to have. And I wouldn't worry about not using them and rebuilding a normal Mastodon just to get that extra bonus, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on what the bonus is when it comes down to it. Yeah, I mean, we've seen some pretty insane R10 bonuses. So it will just depend on what standard they are, I guess.
Does anyone, suppose no one said anything about 40% ballistic range advantage on Dreadnoughts now in R10? As slow as they are, damn, that's a hell of a range bonus.
Well, you can put nuclear accelerators on for the speed.
Yeah, and 50% ballistic damage at R10.
Amazing machines, aren't they?
Combat speed's to 11. 11 with a decent thing, they're going to get to around 19 or 20. Speed is slow MCXs, so that's about, it's a usable speed.
Well, I've just put I've just got it on the shipyard on Huggies. Put R10 Dreadnought with Speed System 3 and Nuclear Accelerators 3, and I've just gone over 21 combat speed. That's with Retro 6. That's not bad. 21 speed.
I might play around with that.
I know Earth. He's got a fleet building, hasn't he? With these with his old. He said he's got 21 dreads, hasn't he? That he wants to refit.
He said he's got a bunch.
So what about the Guardian? Has anyone thought about the Guardian?
I haven't given any thought about the Guardian because I don't even have one, so I don't have one built.
They could have gone better with the ballistic defense because going up by 10%, yeah, that's better, but with the Arbalest doing that much damage, it's not going to make that much of a difference.
Man, the Arbalists just melt things. It's amazing how quickly they melt through things if you don't have the ballistic defense up enough. It's hot knife and butter.
I told you guys earlier, some of you were on, I got hit with a Frosty and 4 SCX R10s with the Arbalest, and man, it just melted my everything, just melted it.
It is the weapon. It's the max DPS weapon possible right now. If you want to chew through absolutely everything, no matter what the cost, that's the gun to do it. But you were saying about Guardian, I do like that it's got a nice little punch to radioactive defense. You're getting up to 60%. It's not quite as big a target anymore, but overall it's moderately impressive.
Okay, should we do a raid debrief? Because we didn't do that at the start, did we? I want to know what everyone thought. I'm dying to know.
You really are. He really is dying to know. He's been messaging me about this earlier, so I'll let Tyler take the lead for a bit.
So, what did you all think of the raid?
Oh god, I'm glad it's fucking done. That's the first thing I'll say. I haven't ground that hard in a raid in a long fucking time.
What did you get?
I ended up taking a Frosty, the new mortar, and enforcers. And then I spent no money at all. I had probably 100 coins free from Kickstarter. I still had, in my balance, but I never had to dip into anything. I had one good prep day from, Earth helped me out probably with about 8 mil, and the rest I did phantoms, zombie phantoms on 1, 2, 3. You could heavy phantom work on 4 and 5, of course, and then just kind of eating that damage, just kind of getting through it slowly and painfully.
You sussed how to prep the subs, yeah? How to prep the sonar ships by stopping your phantoms just before you got in range.
Oh yeah, by all means, but then you could also truly zombie it out. My bigger thing was the way I have mine built, they're not quite as fast as some other builds, so once they get locked on you, you're not getting away from a thermal boat. You have to kill it. And some of those you're not really going to kill in salvo. So I went the true zombie method because it was a campaign. I want to say this quickly because we always said it before, but when we say zombie campaigns, we mean like 3 health. You literally go put the back ship, start, click, bam, put another one, start, click,
Yeah,
bam.
you got
That's
that
all
reminder of me, didn't you, Stephen, on Friday night?
Oh, yes, you did. And sir,
Yeah, I
thank
saw
you,
that show, yeah.
because I went, fuck, son of a bitch. And I did actually, I think I did 2 or 3 while I was still in the show because I was like, oh, this shit's working. But
yeah. I mean, the raid was a grind, but doable. I got quite a bit, mostly down to Snowman and Pain. I think I got probably about 40 mil on my own, and then about 20 mil with assistance. But
You got 100 mil from help.
now I took the Frosty Reapers and a couple of other bits that I can't remember now. But anyway, Arbalest and the Apocalypse Mortar. So I had a decent haul in. I think the trick was, if you had the time to do it, it was definitely doable. I mean, really, I've never seen specs be so useful. Mine aren't even legend rank. And I've just started building Nighthawks now, which would have done it even easier. Stephen must have had a whale of time between. Yeah.
Those Nighthawks definitely helped out a lot.
So, what about the rest of you guys? How'd you do it? Go, Medusa, go.
Sorry, you go.
Mine was pretty. I mean, was pretty easy. Like I was saying, I was doing 65s. I ground on some 65s pretty hard. I ended up with a little over 100 million myself, and took one of each of everything that I didn't have. So, and I got lucky and won a proto. So, still tinkering with that, trying to figure out what to put on it.
Just saying, across the 500 sectors, you probably got called some nasty words several times when that flashed up. Old. What sector are you in, Sean?
I would be doing my sector a disservice if I did not mention who else got fucked in the ass royally by Kixeye.
Yeah, that was me.
To the protos. Anybody else? Anybody else want to talk about it? Because our sector, they didn't reset.
That's right.
You would kill them. They would have damage. The 10-minute timer would expire. You would go back in. You would kill the rest of the base, and that was it. So instead of resetting to doing it in one shot, which is what you're supposed to do, the shit just glitched out. And then
surely that made it easier if it didn't reset, because then you can hit it as many times as you
there's
want.
no chance. It didn't work.
What do you mean there's no chance?
For proto.
That's not true. You still get the proto from it.
There were multiple sectors that got fucked by that.
One of our guys hit one like that. He watched somebody hit one of the level 90s. 3 fleets he lost to it, and it kept he kept on going in with a fresh fleet, and the timer reset, and the damage was not reset. And eventually, me and my mate jumped in and thought, "Fuck this! We ain't got all day to wait." It was literally the last one in the sector to hit, and he got a proto out of it. So you do get the proto from him. You just got really unlucky.
Well, there were a few other sectors that were feeling that as well. Literally, one had none. I think there were a few that had just one drop, and then there were other sectors like, I don't know, maybe yours, that were really good that had like 7 or 8s. It's just majorly unlucky.
Yeah, I think the thing is, it's a distribution in it, so it was never going to be an even split. I guess they just put out a random amount and they fell where they fell. I'm sure some sectors had 15.
Yeah.
I know I've heard sectors that had quite a bit. I think like 5 or 6 maybe was like the average, and then naturally there was some that had hardly any, which is obviously a bit crap for those guys.
But I suppose if you think about the way it works, it is. I mean, I'm not sure, and I'm certainly not saying either way what Kixeye did, if there was a certain amount per sector or anything. I know there was some conspiracy theories going around, but from the briefing and what we were told, it was just an increased chance to win one. There was no guarantee that any sector or any world would get X amount. There could have been the whole through sector 1 to 100 who didn't get one, as far as the brief was told, And I think it was just a really unlucky situation for those sectors not to get one.
Well, 354. See, I'm currently in 400 right now, and 354, they got easily 10 of them, easily. In 400, we didn't have but like maybe 3 or 4 of them drop, which just didn't make any sense. We had guys that were doing 8 to 10 of them, if not up to 12, and they still didn't get anything.
Wait, you mean not everybody got a Proto Nemesis like me?
I think
I got one, so.
I do honestly think that it's a first attempt at this sort of thing, and I do think, you know, it's like teething problems. You know, they're trying something new, hasn't quite worked out. Perhaps they'll come up with something a bit better next time.
I mean, Kixeye had problems when they implemented something new. What?
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm talking rubbish.
What? They never do that.
I'm kind of wondering if they're going to come out with some type of a new weapon for it, or maybe even some upgrades.
Maybe in the retro lab.
It'd be nice.
See, the thing is, that kind of is kind of a blank slate and the empty canvas, and I've seen people talk about some of the great things you can do with it. But we've all seen the bad builds. How many bad build videos have you guys seen out there of the fails? I've seen at least 3 or 4 myself.
That's because they haven't thought about the build, and they've just built it because they think it's a one ship kills all. They've not thought about the defenses and what can actually fire at it and stuff.
Or they've been like Snow and just built it to take out salvages on the map and just look cool. Right, Snow?
Comb your hair, you got something out of place there.
Yeah, isn't that a female's comb anyways?
Oh.
Anyone remember when Scotty had all them shoes on the shoe rack behind him?
Don't take it away.
Yeah, look at him deflecting. He's deflecting. Ugh, that's all right. Some guys do use females' brushes. We understand.
We had it on the show last week where we had a build of the Proton M with the new mortar on, and that brought up the level of defense for nuclear defense. I'm just thinking if that ends up going up in the retro lab and you get that sort of defense put in, added as it has been added on the dreads and things like that, it's going to really bring that back into play. So maybe there is something on the way.
I think, to be honest, with that build that we showed, it had a really good stats. They were all 70%, I believe, including radiation, and it was 65 plus, or between 65 and 70 evade.
Yeah.
Imagine if that goes into the retro lab. Talk about overkill.
Yeah, but it was initially, and when it first came out, and I reckon it can be again.
Okay. What's next, Payne?
Well, you finished with your segment, have you?
All I want to say is that I got loads of shit in the raid.
This was you tooting your horn a bit, weren't it?
I think we're tiptoeing around the elephant, everyone. The T word.
Before I go on with we all know about the tokens, and I'm sure people are dying to have their say about it. I've seen some mixed opinions already. VXP Repair Specialst Pack 2. So we've got a second set of repair specialists in the Naval Lab, which includes the Bow Cruiser, the Interdictor, Vindicator, Dreadnought, Missile Cruiser X, Zoe Stingray, Avenger, Horlox Triton, Vasigo's Interdictor, Guardian Nuke Cruiser, Greta's Nuke Cruiser, Monarch, Unshackled Hellhound, Warbird, and Grimshine's Wrath. That was quite a list, wasn't it?
I want to get this out there straight away because I don't want to forget what the BP prof told me and misquote him. So I'm pretty sure this is what he said, right? He said battle cruisers are now instant repair in raids at legendary rank, and it's best to put assault missile Z or bypass chain guns on them. Level 2.
Good thing I have like 13 battle cruisers just sitting there.
And if you tune in on Wednesday's show, Professor will confirm or deny what Tyler's just said.
I'm glad to see this.
Minutes might be him being like, "What the are you on about?" But
Stephen's just reminded me while we're talking about bow cruisers. He has an amazing fleet of bow cruisers. Would you like to share with the community your amazing build idea?
It's gonna drop it. I will do it at the end of the show because if I'm on Chrome and if I screen share, it's gonna drop. I'll jump back in and do it with Internet Explorer before the end of the show.
I'm just gonna spoil it. He has morts on it. You ain't got time
Oh,
for fanning around.
beautiful. That's what happens back in the days before you had alliances, before you really even had pages formed. They put some shit in comms and put it in caps, and maybe somebody will catch it and say, thumbs up, maybe. So yeah, that's what happens when you build shit like 2 months into the game. They're like 3.5 years old.
Well, what do you all think about the choice of ships in it this time? I know some of them, like the Battle Cruiser, we've said it's going to be instant repair in the raid if you build it right.
Dollies are going to be handy.
I know you use the Battle Cruiser, don't you, Montana, in your 34s and 40s in the missions?
Not anymore. No.
No, you stopped using them. Brilliant. But with the other ships, what do you think about them? Do you think it was the right choice of ships to go in, or I think I'm looking through the list and I'm like, I don't often see a Horlock's Triton or a Vassego's Interdictor. Do you think it was the wrong choice?
I mean, I've got to see it. I had Greta's. A lot of the boats that I'm using are in there. It hit a couple good points. It was nice to see it. It was a nice surprise to see limiteds, most definitely. And, you know, we're used to getting 3 boats. We got, 13, 14 boats. The holes hit the lab at once there.
Yeah, it's decent.
I'm just disappointed with they've clearly gone down the route of they've done the campaign one. So they've started off with the Zoe, and then the Horlock's Triton, and then the Vassego's Interdictor. Well, what about the Spader's DNX? That's the only one they've missed out of the original ones, I believe.
Is that the only one you use, Payne?
Yes. No, to be honest, I do have 4 Vassego Interdictors that I built before the Viper came out, and I just stuck 1 Viper with them, so that's going to help. And I've also got 1 Horlock's Triton with the anti-morts. But I just think the DNX would have been nice, especially with the way the game's going with morts.
They did the Unshackled Hellhound, didn't they? Did I see that in there? Pretty sure I did. They did.
They did. And the Grimshine's Wrath as well, which is what I wanted to kind of lead on to. What do you think about ships like that? You know, Monarch, Warbird, Unshackled, and Wrath. What do you think about them? Because obviously they're top-end ships, aren't they? And I'm not saying people who coin ridiculous amounts should not get a bit of a thank you, if you like, and get a reduced repair. But do you think we should prioritize lower ships first?
I honestly thought it was crap. I couldn't believe that they had thrown those in, but, you know, it is what it is, I guess.
They should have prioritized the smaller ones. They're just missing all the mid-level players. They just skipped to the high-level players, like the Monarch and the Warbird. Those are 2 brand new hulls that were just released in the Forsaken Arena.
I mean, I'm not seeing any real structure to how they're picking them, but it doesn't really matter because I don't think they're missing out the low-level players or the mid-levels completely. I mean, I'd say I'm a mid-level. They've got the Atlas carrier in. Have they got the Atlas carrier?
Yes.
Yes. Atlas carrier, Triton, Strike Cruiser X. They're all in there, so they're not really missing out the mid-level player. They've just missed out some ships from all levels, I think, so far. And it's just whether you're lucky or unlucky. I think, really.
I can see what you're saying, but rank is a key issue. You need to be having them, high ranks for them to be beneficial. If you've just got a mediocre rank, it ain't gonna do you much good. You might get a 95% repair modifier. That's not much, really, is it?
What do you guys?
No.
What do you guys think about having to spend uranium to for that?
I don't see it as a big deal, and it leads me on from what I was just saying about these hulls are the most powerful top-end ships in the game. I think it would be too easy just to say, here, have this for 5 seconds worth of upgrade and a small handful of res, which, res is neither here nor there nowadays.
10k uranium's nothing, is it really? That's what I saw the Unshackled was, which was down in the top pile. 10k to a top player.
I'm looking here.
To possibly take 25% of its repair time away.
Warbird is 10,000 as well. I'm not going to bother doing it. I don't have them built. It's just a waste of uranium. But it's 10k. Monarch is 10k. And I know a lot of people are going to be sending out the pitchforks to me when I say this, but I think they should have charged more uranium.
Keep that
secret. I would agree with you. I would agree with you on the newer ones like the Monarch, the Unshackled Hellhound, the Grim, the Warbird. I agree with you on that most definitely. but not near as much on the older hulls.
Yeah, it just like I don't know. Let's look at the Greta is 8,000 uranium. Now, if you look at, I haven't worked out the percentages. So that's 8,000. Regular nuke cruisers 5,000, Guardians 5,000, and then the Monarch and the Grimwrath and everything is 10,000. So 2,000 more uranium than a Greta's nuke cruiser. And when you look at what a Greta can do, and then what a Warbird can do, for example, there's not a lot the Greta can stand up against with the Warbird, is there? I don't think they've thought about the cost. They've just slapped a number on there, I think. It's almost like they pulled a number out of a hat.
On the plus side, the raid was doable and I got loads of stuff, so that's okay.
Well,
Tyler, are you still talking about the raid?
Oh, I like
the good thing is...
Of course, you didn't have to do it.
He just
Tyler
rode that
ain't gonna
train.
afford to... Tyler's not going to be able to build anything he's won, so we're alright.
Right, let's go tokens.
Is that it? You don't want to encourage any more discussion?
I'm excited about the tokens as well.
Okay, so Tyler's excited about the tokens. We've established that now. As a general concept, what's the general view of people? If we start from you, Joel, what do you think about tokens?
I don't think it should have started in the campaign. I think they should have, done a test trial first, give everyone at least one, but, an hour or so, and see if it was fair, and then have it implemented in a different way, so that, you get a gist of it. But put it in a campaign, you're just gonna outlaw some other people from getting it that have over 2 weeks to build a hull.
So you think that maybe having the campaign, it means that it's going to blacklist some people from winning the tokens then, maybe?
Yeah, because I can't do half the campaigns right now, and that it just doesn't make any sense for...
Okay, I'm gonna come in here. This Let It Burn campaign ain't that tricky. In general, I think it's like what the old school dredgers were when they sucked, or when they sucked in comparison to the new dredgers. Let's put it this way: even I can do the Let It Burn campaign, and I can't drive.
I mean,
It must be easy.
anyone that's an endgame player, we've all said it enough. We've all talked about decoys, even using Frosties as decoys or Jug X's as decoys, or if it's applicable, submarines as decoys. There's different methods to spread that damage around where Let It Burn shouldn't be an issue. You can distract the hell out of that platform with one boat and walk the other ones up the other side and at least get a couple levels done. You'll get something out of it. And I think if they're going to really disperse tokens in campaigns, they're going to make it applicable and level and in the correct level to where you are. If you're 50 or 60 and there's campaigns that are right for you, you're going to get half-day tokens, things like that. And when you get to the hard ones, the ones like the newest ones for the Proto-Mastodon, maybe put a day token in there. Because if you are doing enough damage and you have boats that are that big, you're building boats that take 2 weeks, 3 weeks. This is the people that need it.
Let's put it this way, right? This is my look on it. Tokens shouldn't be coinable. That's annoying. If they make tokens so that you need to coin your way to get them, which a lot of the campaigns are like, that you need to call all apart from the ones that you can do with subs. Basically, you're going to have to spend some coin, or you're going to have to do it in a raid. If they can make tokens so you don't have to coin to get them, which I don't think you do in the Let It Burn campaign really. I can do it without coining. So if they can make it so you don't have to coin to get them, then we're heading in the right direction. If they implement it into the Forsaken mission, then we're still heading in the right direction. These are things that people can do comfortably.
It says tokens will be
to
the
me,
Forsaken mission.
I mean,
to me, this is a really good thing. Just don't put lower. Make them work for it, but don't make it exclusive away from non-coiners, because that will really piss people off.
Absolutely.
Me included.
I think.
It's like,
Sorry, can I come in? I was reading on the forum earlier that they are considering putting it into as well into raids and into the weekly. So they're looking into that. So it might be that we're going to see these tokens be awarded for various things. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
mean, I don't want to see
They're
him
working on it.
in raids. Yeah, I don't want to see him in raids as something you have to buy with points, though. Do it like how they did the uranium power. Like I say, make people work for it, but just don't push them out of it, which I think's the real danger here. Because if they do this wrong, then instead of putting build times down for everyone, you're only going to hit the coiners, who is going to reduce their coin a bit less and keep them a bit happier. But I think the whole game in general needs a reduction in build times and probably repair times. So it's got to be across the board.
There is the other way of looking at that, though. You're saying about people coining to get them. Well, if they're going to be spending all these coins to win the things, then it kind of reduces the point of them being effective, because you're coining to win something to save you coining. So it's like you might as well not coin it in the first place and just coin the ship. It depends on how much you need to spend to get them.
Yeah.
And
I
like
mean,
we've
I
said, the Let It Burn
understand that
campaign
logic.
the Let It Burn campaign is very easy to get. I know a lot of low levels might struggle to get that. I mean, we've got Joel, Montana, and Tyler all don't coin. If we start with you, Montana, how would you go about hitting the Let It Burn campaign?
I probably wouldn't, to be honest.
Is that because you don't really have the fleets to do it, or just the time it takes?
Both, really. I just waste too many fleets on it and get too much repair.
Do you have subs? Do you have decent subs at all? Kudas, Spectres?
I've got Spectres.
If you got Spectres, you should be able to prep the fleets. No problems at all. Even if they're zombies. Zombies are your friend. And if they're open, it's a campaign. So once again, little micro repairs, throw it at that. And you should be able to knock out first level all day long. 7,500 uranium. You get some kind of token, some kind of reward. And
I used the Spectres a lot in the Siege campaign and the Vaid. They were very useful.
Yeah. So, I mean, my point is that Center Islet's not that hard. If you can do 65s or you can do any kind of decent buildings in your weeklies, you can do the first level of Let It Burn. There's no excuse.
This seems like, this is probably a good chance to point out some tips for the Let It Burn campaign in general. So I've got a couple. The outside fleets, there's a couple of quick ones. You can take them out with zombie stuff. It's a campaign, so if you've got a zombie missile fleet, just grind them out, take out the fast ships as they come towards you. Take you 3 or 4 runs, but you've got like 12 hours to hit it, so it doesn't matter. The second one is and then you've got to get the big ships, like the big scary ships. If you run Spectres with the speed crew, that will prep them out. Or if you've got Nighthawks, you can run them and prep them out. To be honest, if you've got like a simple Mastodon fleet, I know a lot of people picked them up in the last raid. You can take them out with, if you've got a Frosty, you're going to do it with basically no damage. The big island, I've got a build that I built for dredgers before they changed them. I use it a lot in the raid as well to take out the islands in the 4 and the 5. If you've got a single DNX or a single Nova Storm now, with a lot of radioactive platforms. It's a build that a guy in my old alliance gave to me. If you like 6 chaos mortars, you can do it with 1 dread. I did it in the raid, and literally you can take out a platform, probably a quarter damage to that ship. So you're looking at like 2-hour repair. Happy days. And that's the Let It Burn campaign done pretty simply. I mean, between my Jugex and Mast and that single DNX, I did the whole one last time in 2 runs, I think, over the weekend, and did all 3 levels. So and I know also I've seen a video of someone doing it with Mercuries, doing dredgers with Mercuries, siege drones as well, stuff like that. Just Google the videos. There's loads out there. I'm sure Payne can point you in a better direction to specific ones as well.
Yeah, on the page we've got some on the page already.
And for people that are having trouble, don't forget use pinches. Pinch the APOC morts or the missiles that drop the fireballs on you. Give you a little chance to get in there and get a little closer. Use all the
It's
tools in your toolbox.
It's another reason why, for everyone who's won the Frostburn for the first time, it's why you should make it a priority build. So whenever your shipyard's free, put this straight in and build it. I just thought we've got through the tips for the lower guys, but people like I don't know, Snow and Medusa, who they have better fleets. This campaign is obviously something you'll run through it really fast. I mean, what do you think about the prize that you get out of it? It's 2 days off a ship build you can get when you combine it.
Fuck yes.
Yeah, that's very useful. I think you'll find lots of people saving it up till after the raid, saving their tokens till after the raid.
Yeah,
Yeah, just got to pick what ship I'm going to do next.
Hmm.
you could refit your Proto Nemesis.
That'll take 2 days off of what, 50?
See, I was talking to one of my alliance members in Raid Call the other day about this. Tokens are what would be the big difference between fuck this, I'm not putting any money to speed this boat up, and it's $15 for 3 days. We use some tokens for this, and Bob's your uncle, I got a new boat. That to me is very interesting. They're going to get more money out of me that way, definitely, if it plays well, and if the system works well. I think it's a good change in the game.
Well, I saw an interesting comment on the Alliance crib. Someone posted up, what it is, letting us know what you get for prize pack 1, 2, and 3, which equates to 2 days off. Or if you're coining, that's a saving of 96 coins, which is what, $10 in Americaville and about 6 or 7 quid in England. So that's not exactly nothing. It's better than nothing. And they were saying, oh, it's 2 days, it means nothing, blah blah blah.
$120 a year.
Kickstarter for making a step in the right direction. It's something which is appreciated for me at least, and I know a lot of people who are just like not happy with it, and I don't understand why.
That's as much money as I've ever spent on the game.
Well, yeah, people like to bitch. That's as much as I've spent on this game.
It's something for nothing. So the way I look at it is be grateful you've got something. Be grateful that you're getting a reduction for what could be nothing. Even if you take 3 fleets, right? This is the logic I put on it to someone earlier. If you're struggling to kill it and it's going to take you a couple of days of repair, and you think, well, for 2 days of tokens, I'm going to get 2 days of repair. I don't see the benefit. Just remember that the tokens aren't for repairing ships. They're for ship build tokens at the moment on this campaign.
If I can just come in there, I think there's 4 different types of tokens. One for research, one for fleet repair, one for building ships, and one for structure building.
Yeah.
So don't know how that's going to work.
Yeah, this Let It Burn campaign is ship repair based. I'm presuming they'll implement the other ones as we go.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll change it. Maybe next month they'll give us research tokens instead. Who knows? But at the moment, the campaign we're going to get tomorrow is for ship build. So if you're going to take 2 days of repairs to hit it, it's 2 days of repairs for a 2-day build save. So you can let your fleets repair over the weekend, and you've got 2 days knocked off your next ship. It's still worth doing in the long run.
I mean, even when they bring out the repair tokens, if you've got, say, a token that's a 12-hour repair and it's going to take you 3 days worth of repair to get it, that 12-hour repair you could use in a raid to get yourself an extra 2 million points when it's half repair anyway. Do you know what I mean? So having the ability to do this puts a lot back into the player's hands to use effectively and use to maximise what they're getting from the game.
We're talking about people getting 2 days worth of repair. Just remember, guys, you still use your C fleets, use your D fleets. I mean, fuck, I'll go in there with Impulse MCXs for Tier 1. Who cares? Why scratch up the good fleets? I mean, use everything you've got and repair it off times. This is a game, unfortunately, where you need to it's like kind of having a newborn. You need to check in every 2 or 3 hours, make sure everything's good. Okay, no fires, come back later. Damage shouldn't be a big deal.
Do you have a newborn, Stephen?
I do. It's called a battle pirate addiction.
Steve, not everyone's got as many ships as you have. You've got all your MCX launchers. There are loads of people who just, they might have gone around building wrong, or they've not been playing as long as you, so they don't have all those ships to throw in it.
Hang on, Scotty's not been playing as long as Stephen, but he's got all the ships to throw in it.
That's because Scotty thinks with his bloody wallet rather than his brain. But it is something that is graftable by all levels, I think. And don't forget, it's not just the highest level. So we're talking about, is it over level 60, the campaign, what we're mainly thinking about. But lower levels get a relevant campaign, don't they? Like an easier one. And I'm not sure what their prizes are going to be, because I know Montana was less than level 60 when he was looking at doing them.
No.
And,
yeah, that was really easy before level 60, and I got to level 60, and it seemed insanely hard compared to the newbie one.
Yeah, but you get less uranium out of it. When it was uranium, you got less uranium than I did, didn't you?
Oh, a lot less, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. There's nothing I haven't seen anything on the forums about what the lower levels get. So do they get the same prizes as us, or do they get reduced prizes? That's a good question.
Sorry,
I would assume that's probably going to be reduced.
Yeah, well, it'd be good if they detailed that on the forum as well, so at least these lower people know what they're getting in for and what the prizes are.
Are we getting a Let It Burn campaign still, or not?
I don't believe we are. This is in place of it, I think. If anyone, it'd be good if Chogar was, and I don't see him on the chat. But he just says,
it.
yeah, I don't know if she's got any idea where he is at the moment.
I haven't. I should put a message on the forum.
I thought you could send him a text or call him at this stage.
So I think we're kind of getting towards that time. But I would say, what do you guys think the direction of the game's been for the last few months? I feel like the last 2 months have definitely been a positive improvement for them.
Yep.
Not necessarily in balance or anything else, but in overall the way they treat the customers, the outlook on how they treat the players. We used to have, I think, a really hostile view towards us. I think they're starting to come into some kind of reasonable middle ground towards what we like, what they like, interest in the company, and interest in the players. And it's good to see some kind of progress in it. We always ask for transparency. The more that you talk to us as intelligent adults, the more that you get intelligent responses back. And don't fucking yell at them on the forums. We said it before. I've said it in other channels. Don't fucking go bitch at them in the forums. This game sucks. Fuck you. Blah, blah, blah. You're not going to get any response. Calm, adult, rational interaction with the company, and it's good to see it coming both ways.
Yeah, I think leading on from what you just said as well, the way that you talk to them is a good sense of how they might treat you. So if you go on and send a support ticket and just act like a complete arsehole, then expect them to be short and not as helpful. They'll do the minimum that they need to do, and they'll just brush you aside. And I would. If I was a support agent and someone came shouting and swearing at me, I'd be like, okay, firstly, it's not my fault. I'm just here to help. So I'll just leave them. And I'll be like, okay, look, here's 50 gold, go away. But it's when you talk to them, as a human, and you actually are polite, that's when they start to listen. And, they don't get paid to sit and take abuse, and it doesn't get you anywhere. Constructive criticism is always the best.
As someone that's done customer service, not for games but for other things, don't fucking be assholes to them. Their job sucks just as much as you would think. Nothing's worse than having angry, pissed off people that you have to interact with all day long. It gets wearing, man.
Couldn't agree
Tell me
more.
about it.
I used to do a bit of customer service work on the phones, and when that customer rings up and they're just angry at you and taking all the frustration out of you, I've got no time for them. I'll be short. I'll be what I used to call professionally being a cunt. So I wouldn't. I'd push it. I'll push it to the limit. I'd be as short and snappy as I could, and I wouldn't go the extra mile to help them. But when you get someone who's really polite and is really understanding, that's when you go the extra mile and help them. And it's the same with Kickstarter support, I'm sure.
If you ever look up the word professional cunt, it'll be his picture.
I've spent, I was just going to say, I've spent many years doing technical support. So, yeah.
Well, it's not just the support, it's the same on the forums. I mean, fair enough, everyone's entitled to their opinion and to have a little whine and stuff. I mean, we've all been there. I've probably done it plenty of times myself. But there's a way of talking to people, and I saw a few posts in the last few days where someone gone and edited the post, some mods, and they've said, ask it in a decent way. I like the way Doom Rooster dealt with one of them. It was like he almost trolled the guy, but in a professional way. He was being what I call a professional cunt. But he was right in what he said. He'd ask about it in the right way, and you get a decent answer.
So you're
Right.
saying I should stop sending messages in about my money I want back from my Reapers?
You still doing that?
For God's sake, though, you've already got a proto NEM.
I
it
slowed
go.
down a little bit.
But yeah, I agree, Stephen. The way the game is going in general it looks like it's picking up. These repair tokens look like a good start.
Well, that's what people have
Right,
been asking
I've
for.
got a
all the
question
time,
now.
A bit of a repair reduction.
Yeah, people
A
we've
build
been,
reduction, sorry.
we've been asking for these reductions for years, and they've finally given it to us. I think I'm definitely appreciative of what we've got with the tokens, and I'm only looking forward to what they've got in the future. Surely we're going to get more of them, and it's interesting to see where they're going to go with it.
Yeah,
You know what I've said?
And it's a good start.
I've said it for years on every show and everything else. They need to focus on the middle ground players, and I think this tokens situation is going to be incredibly profitable for them because it's going to make people like, I'm a mid-level corner, mediums to baby corners. Fuck it, it's not that much. I can have it right now, $10, and I can use this and finish it. They're going to make shit tons of money off that, and it's just because they listened and they gave us something, and they're going to make money. So it works.
Even if they're not, even if these what you said, you call them baby coiners? Even if they don't coin at all, it keeps them playing the game. If they can't coin, I mean, not everyone can coin. I know we say, oh, it's only $10 or it's only that. It's easy to say when you're out there earning and you're happy to spend a bit, but some people just don't spend anything. And if they've got, yeah, like Tyler, and I'm sure you would agree, Tyler and Montana and Joel, who don't coin either. These repair tokens only keep you in the game longer, which is what Kickstarter should probably be hoping for, which is more retention in customers and more people playing the game more often, regardless of coin.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is that the way I see it for Kickstarter, there is a market for people and don't coin, whether that be through the fact that they get extra advertising because ads they decide or whatever, or whether it's through the fact that I don't coin, but I had a mate play the game once who spent like 20 quid on it. Do you know what I mean? Whatever happens, they need more people in the game to stop the game dying a slow, horrible death. And some people who like to spend money, like Snow, coin for me. So that's good. That gets some money as well.
You ever heard the phrase, you don't want a boat, you want a friend with a boat? Yeah. Find a battle pirate's friend.
Wait. What did you just say?
I know,
You don't
right?
want a boat. You want a buddy with a boat. Fuck
I've
that
never.
payments. You've never
No, I've
heard
never
that?
heard that.
Fuckers. Wow.
You
Because if you have a friend with a boat, all you gotta buy is a beer. If you buy the boat, you have to buy the fucking boat.
I've heard
You
about
know-
the fisherman and the fishing rod, but I've never heard about the boat and the man with the beer.
Well, you know what BOAT stands for. Bring out another 1,000. And I think I spent that on Tyler's raid.
I think if some people spend on this, I could buy a fucking boat.
Anyway, what I want to know about is
Say it again.
what's the next raid gonna be like?
Harder
Rinse,
than
lather,
what
and
we've just
repeat.
had.
Hard for
Yeah.
you because I ain't helping you.
Yeah, Kickstarter, they always do, what, 4 month cycles? It's going to be more of the same, I believe. More of the same. I hope you have some Nighthawks. I hope so you they offered them. If you skip Nighthawks in that raid, you're a moron if you don't have them. Because they gave them away.
Nighthawks, what about Reapers?
Reapers too?
Reapers make what we do, Stephen, look really piss easy.
Oh, yeah.
They're like Nighthawks for platforms as well.
Mm-hmm. But, I mean, they've changed the flat detection from bases and direct bases, so it's not just in-player bases.
Have they? I didn't think they had. I
That's
heard
what
that
Earth
you
was
could do a
telling
whole
me.
siege camp.
Yeah,
I thought-
we'll crunch some numbers and look on that off air and get a
Go on, Medusa.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm sure it was just bases.
Well, I need to have a conversation with them then.
Yeah, I'm
Well-
sure. That's what I thought anyway.
I know that the Siege campaign was doable with Reapers. Completely doable with no damage. So they were 7 mil in the last raid I did post to get the Reapers, as well as the Lightning Carrier, because that's a monster ship as well. But yeah, Reapers or Nighthawks you should have definitely picked up if you didn't have either. Obviously I wasn't on the show last Friday because I fell asleep.
You got grounded.
No, it was past his bedtime.
Yeah, we heard Tyler got grounded.
Adults stay up after midnight. Yeah. Scary.
Alright, well anyway, Stephen, you know, you're dead without me in the raids. Look, you didn't even know to use zombies. You're not even a good noob. Of all the noobs, you're like the worst one.
Oh.
Stephen, you're no good noob. That's going to be the quote of the evening. It's going to be filling the
This
pages.
coming from someone who had 2 people help him with his raid.
Yeah. I think I'll take the fact that I ground out 42 million myself.
Well, I grounded
I
out
think I'll
about
get it.
40 million myself. I just got better help, didn't I?
I think the way the show's going, I need to swap myself out for Jerry Springer or Jeremy Kyle or wherever you're from in the
We
world.
need to go, like, you know, they have, like, I slept with my mother's sisters inside the hen house, like, tied out at the bottom. We need to have something funny for next week. We'll come on with the
I've just
community
got
on that.
Stevens
Come
and
up
me.
with funny memes.
I think Steven's got Tyler's got the thing that goes at the bottom of your TV. It gives like a little description about, you know, my wife
There you
cheated
go,
on 7
beautiful.
men. Tyler's got one for you.
Yeah, this is for you,
Topic.
Steve.
Thanks, buddy. I got some ninja to do. What sector was that? What were you in again, buddy?
He sat next to me, so if you mess with him, you mess with me.
I know. I don't pick on the little kids. I let
He's
them
sat-
go.
Tyler's
Steven, if you were-
nestled next to me in snow at the moment.
We might have to meet up somewhere, some dark corner of some sector, and put some fleets together
Are
here.
you still in 470, Stephen?
Yeah, he is. I've got him bookmarked still. I remember when I
Yeah.
subbed him out.
Oh, I think
I think
the next show could start with a picture of Stephen's flat base with like my feet sat inside it. It'd be like-
Oh,
Like,
Steve.
spread it around. I sent you a picture. Well, come on, you're slacking here, Payne. I thought we were gonna end this on a crescendo on a high note of fleet building excellence that
I
I
think a
shared
high
with you
note-
here.
A high note would be the fact that I've just finished my R5 Nighthawks this morning, and you're the first base that's going to see them.
Thank you. Come on in. Let's go see.
I will screen share what this old chappie wants everyone to see.
I built this about 2 months into Battle Pirates. Once again, this is one of those put it in comms and see what they do. I won the Battle Cruiser in the first month, like the first 2 weeks I was playing. I had some things happen to where I had a bunch of boats because I knew about it, and they said okay. And I auto-ground my way to these. I like to see it. Anyone notice down there at the bottom where you have specials that both increase and decrease splash at the same time. So this is a one special Battle Cruiser for your wonderful pleasure here, guys. So to share this with the world is excellence.
In plain English, he has 4 Diplomat Mort level 4s. Is that two D2Es, a D1X, it looks like, electronic rangefinder 2, high explosive shells 1, and engines 1.
When I built this, I had Marauders and Battle Cruisers. That's where I was in ship development. But it's the best haul I got.
Right, I'm making a promise now for next week. I am definitely going to smash Stephen's base.
Come
Just
get
in
it.
a bit. And then I'm going to get Payne to film it and make a video, like Battle of the Noobs.
Do you want me to
And
prep him out for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you got a real big dick when you got someone else prepping it for you. It really
Exactly.
improves your skill. But it's cool.
Ooh.
Oh, Tyler, you want to fix some zombie fleet, mate? But yeah, we're going towards the end now.
Payne, I'm going to snipe his outpost.
Do it. That's something I wanted to say. Tyler was a bit upset. He didn't want me to go into talk about sniping. People don't care about snipers, but I will do a special on it. It seems like a lot of people have their outposts or something sniperable, and I think it's going to be good just to go through and remind people what is sniperable and what's not. A lot of people seem to have forgotten. With Enforcers being the top range thing now, me and Montana earlier did some testing. We haven't got time to go through it anymore, but we'll do it another time and we'll show exactly what we found out. quite a lot has changed in the game from what people are used to. Four land and 3 walls is no longer safe. Let's put it that way. And a lot of people already know that, but a lot of new people in the game might not. So we'll do that at some point in the week. Also, we've got loads of builds and stuff on the page, and we're going to be adding to that. If anyone's got any questions about builds, then send a message to the page, and we'll answer that for you. Don't ask Stephen because he can't build ships, as you saw from his battlecruiser. So that's a big no-no. So yeah, send any questions to the page and that. Any topics you want us to talk about as well, or if you want to be on the show, then let us know because we tend to do it on a first come first serve basis. Any final points, guys, before we stop?
Just my tagline right here.
Stephen's a noob, not good.
Oh shit! Didn't fill it all in. That's awkward, isn't it?
You're not even a good troll.
That's
Come
all right.
on.
You just lost your points.
Well,
It's to end it here on this look of disappointment.
Screwed up a joke.
I think
Bye,
we're
guys.
about we're about done. So thanks for coming out, everyone who's watching, and thanks for everyone on the panel for coming out. Even Stephen and Tyler. They'll have their little bitch fist later, and I'll film it. So yeah, catch you all later.